Welcome to an all new episode of Unhealthy and Unstable. This is episode 32. We're just going to act like whatever you guys saw a few minutes ago didn't happen. Um, we started at a little later time slot today. The next couple of weeks will probably be streaming at 9 instead of 8 on Thursdays. That way we can break down Creature Commandos. Um, I don't know. I've always thought Thursdays were such a weird day, but then I thought Wednesdays were weird, but then Wednesdays work better. It's annoying.
The way these
Um,
shows get released, I mean, hey, that's what happens.
it's frustrating. You know what it is? I just wish everything would be Sunday night. Don't you miss that where everything was Sunday night and it was just like okay,
It
you don't
would
have to
work.
worry about a weird Wednesday or a late Thursday. Everything premiered at Sunday. Now you get a Wednesday, a Tuesday, a Saturday, Sunday. Fucking ridiculous. But anyway, we've been gone for a little while. We had a holiday vacation. Everyone had a great holiday, right?
Yes. Yep.
Good holiday. Yeah.
Yep.
Um. So we missed a few things. Trayvon didn't get a chance to sing his thoughts on Wicked.
Oh.
Me and Joel didn't get a chance to lunge a sword through anyone's chest for Gladiator 2. And we've had a few more things since then to talk about. So we got quite a few things to break down this week. So I'm going to introduce my co-host, Joel, Trayvon. Joel, luckily you weren't here during the technical difficulties, so you came at the right time. We almost completely canceled the show.
Why?
We were like Autobots.
Oh,
That
bad.
Like I would speak to Trayvon at like 8:23 and hear a response like 10 minutes later. So it was bad.
It was bad.
Oh, boy.
But you know, it's funny. I thought maybe you saw it and was just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna stay away. But I'm here with. It's all right. It's all right. I let everyone know that going forward, it'll be 9:00 on Thursdays. But I'm here with Trayvon and Joel. What's going on, guys?
Nothing. We got a couple shows came out, some movies that happened. Now we can talk about them.
Absolutely, and we don't have to worry about spoiling anything because if you haven't seen Wicked or Gladiator 2, that's a you thing. So let's jump into it, guys. Let's start off with man, all good things have to come to an end at some point, and we said goodbye officially to the CW DC universe. As disjointed as it chose to be in its ending, we at least got an ending, right?
We did.
A definitive ending. There was no, well, maybe if they decide they want to, no, it's gone. So I appreciate that. A swift, even though I would like to see, like, if James Gunn is so big about an Elseworld, I'd love an animated series about the boys and stealing them taking over.
Okay.
Like just an animated series, just to continue that, because I thought that cast was just so good to let them go. You know what I'm saying? Or just like a comic or something like that. You know, nothing that's like super big budget or anything crazy like that. It was just a universe that meant so much to me, man. I remember the first time I found out what Arrow was, because I had no idea. I never watched the CW. It was like Home of Gilmore Girls and stuff. I never watched any of that. So like I was very unsure what it was. But like I was watching it one day. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Okay. All right. I'm liking it. And then as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay. And then when they introduced Slade, that was when I was just like, I'm in. I'm fully in. I don't really know who this Green Arrow guy is, but I'm fully in. Mainly, I didn't know who Green Arrow was because, they weren't really doing the Green Arrow I know at that time. So I'm like, I don't really know who this is supposed to be. He spent half of season 1 on the island, right?
Right.
The suit obviously was the dead giveaway of who he was supposed to be. But a lot of it was like super dark. Super dramatic.
Yeah.
But Slade pulled me in, and then by the time I got to season 2 was when we got that Barry announcement, and then I was just like, oh well, hook, line, and sinker. And then from there, a universe was born. So I very much want to thank Trayvon. I know you know his name, who put all this shit together.
Greg Berlanti.
Yes, Greg Berlanti. He did a wonderful job. I know no one will ever give him credit. He did a wonderful job. I know me and Joel have experienced the hate Mark Guggenheim gets, but I want to even thank him for what he brought to the DCCW. I wish it wasn't as much Batman as it was, but I still would like to thank him for his contributions to this CWDC universe. And damn, man, I'm really gonna miss it. It was a lot of fun. I know people shit on it a lot, but it was a lot of fun. It really was. So, Joel, how do you feel about this now? We're going to get into Superman, but your overall feelings on it coming to an end and your thoughts on their tenure.
I mean, it was kind of already over. This was like this part that wouldn't die because it was in its own Earth at this point, which they weirdly decided to separate it. Which is fine, whatever.
Wait, real quick. That you said that, you know what I think they were trying to do? Like, now that the show's over, it now is like super clear to me. They thought if we separate it from what was dead, which was the CWDC universe, they're like, if we separate it and just make it its own thing, our ratings are good enough that maybe they keep us. Little did they know, two things are happening at the same time. Yeah. CW needed to rebrand, and James Gunn was coming to knock. Right? So it was like two things that hit at the same exact time. That if maybe one of those things didn't hit, it still would have had a chance. But the fact that they both hit at the same time, you had no chance.
It was always the rat was always writing on the wall. Once they were going to kill those, there's no way Superman was going to survive. Because like the other one started falling like dominoes. I'm like, this is a limited amount. So maybe we could have had one more season, but it is what it is. The overall, I loved it. I mean, shit. It was on, and I would never say it's on par with what MCU has done, but like for what they gave us, man, on TV, I saw stuff I never thought I'd see, and then that's a lot because I'm a huge nerd. I knew who the fuck Arrow was when he was coming out. It was not a surprise to me, but it was still cool that they were gonna do a Green Arrow show, even though they didn't call him Green Arrow until seasons later. It's like,
he wore green.
He did, yeah, very good. They did some things right. created some new characters and made them gave them a supporting cast. Because let's be real, Green Arrow doesn't have a lot. Here's some, but they obviously played loose with a lot of it and created lore. It made him a household name where he wasn't really a household name,
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. And then that all led up to the Flash, and we know Berlanti wanted to do Flash from the beginning, but he's like, that probably be harder to sell than I'll do Green Arrow, and that was kind of how they got their foot in the door, and they went from like, we're not gonna have powers at all in this universe to psych in season 2. And we got the Flash, and I remember they announced Barry Allen. I remember when they were casting Barry Allen for that show. That was so cool. I loved all the crossovers that they had together. That which included I think that first one that had Hawkman in it. I'm like, that was the three-way fight between Green Arrow, Flash, and Hawkman was really
not
cool.
The first crossover.
Well, the first one,
you mean mega crossover?
Well, not mega. It's just like there was Flash and Green Arrow in the one, but then the one that had Hawkman in it. I forget the first time you see Hawkman.
Oh, the first time you see Hawkman was the Vandal Savage.
Probably, yeah. So it's like that one when they're the three-way fight one. That was cool because that one was like that was I geeked out hard watching that. For sure, I thought that was live action TV, and then they brought Supergirl to CBS. And I was like, why not just have it on the CW? It made no sense to me. And obviously they separated it at first, and that was its own.
That might be why.
I did like that they eventually crossed it. Eventually, they did bring it over. Obviously, it became and started, and then it continued on the CW universe as part of that. And they brought it in, and they introduced Superman. That Superman that we know now is Tyler Hoechlin, beardless Tyler Hoechlin Superman. They did their own thing.
I was saying, came from Teen Wolf. That's where I remember him from.
Yeah, that's where I remember him from too. That's why I thought it was a weird choice. I'm like, because he's so different in Teen Wolf than he is in Superman. It's like completely different characters. Acts different, looks different. Like, it's definitely more Batman-y in that than Superman. So it's like it was a fun ride because we got so much from it. Black Lightning, Batwoman. It was all over the place. But hey, man, even that fucking Crisis crossover, that huge one. Look, they don't have the budget for that, and you can see it. But they did such a good job, even with all the cameos. It was nice seeing everybody and all the costumes, even though they weren't all perfect. Some of them were really, really good.
Yeah.
They did a great job. They really did. I'm gonna miss that universe a lot. Shout out to them for lasting as long as they did. And this ended up being the outlier, the one that lasted the longest. Probably because it did separate itself a little bit. And they went out with a bang, and they like you said, they finished it. Like, it's over.
There's no, but maybe
they made sure. They were like, yeah, we're gonna make sure this is done.
Yeah, it's done.
It just reminded. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Trayvon. Go ahead.
I said, I mean, I'll wait till I get to my parts before I talk about Superman. Are you done, Joe?
Yeah, basically. I did like that. If someone mentioned it, that the DC superhero world on the CW started with Superman and ends with Superman, and it's very fitting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No,
it started with Clark and ended with Clark.
Yep.
Died.
Exactly. It was Teen Clark.
They have no power anymore.
Man Clark. It was like, wow, we got the full circle.
Yeah, no, I mean, you definitely hit it on the head. You couldn't compare it to obviously what the MCU is doing with their television shows, but I hearken it to. You wouldn't be. I do believe a lot of DC's goodwill leading up to them trying to build a connected universe was because that did so well. Television did a lot of things very well. Now, people are going to look back and shit on it. But people do that for the first X-Men movie, Blade. But you don't get to where you are now if you don't have those things. You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of look at it and go, yeah, was it as perfect as we would have liked it to be? No. But it did stuff that we still to this day are waiting for, right? Like, it built a connected universe, right?
It brought characters together. We still haven't seen them in the movies. So it's
right. And the one thing I want to give them a lot of credit for, obviously, you take Superman out of what I'm about to say, and Flash. But they essentially took B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, elemental P heroes and made a universe out of it, a successful one. It started with Arrow. Now, I know people are going to hear me say this and think I'm losing my mind, but starting with Arrow is just as obscene as starting with Iron Man. Even though you can make an argument, Iron Man is a little bit more known from video games and stuff. And like, it had an actual animated show.
Back then, I mean,
no.
Arrow
like,
was on Justice League.
But I'm saying, if you watch Justice League Unlimited, right? For a lot of people, Green Arrow doesn't stand out like Batman, Superman. Iron Man had his own legit show. Iron Man was in Marvel vs. Capcom. So, like, you've seen Iron Man. You know, you might not go, oh, he's the coolest thing, but you've seen him. Green Arrow is just like, that's what you start this universe with? But it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
because he has no powers. He's like a Batman.
He was a
right.
man.
And that's how they used him. Was exactly like Batman. So Legends is definitely the D-list team.
No,
and
Legends
show was very good.
That was the leftovers. That's not even like
Well, if DJV is referring to the first season was done, I believe, the most brilliantly out of most pilot seasons in the CW. As crazy as it sounds, I do take Legends season 1 over Arrow season 1. I don't put any other DC CW season 1 over Flash. That first season where you figure out the man in the chair is the person they're searching for this whole time, they were cooking. Oh my! And the acting was just like, where's the awards? Where's the Emmys? Why is this not being nominated? You know what I'm saying? So, but I very much have loved everything that they did with these CW shows, and like I said, hats off to them. brilliant job. Trayvon, what are you like? What are your thoughts on it ending before we get into Superman?
So yeah, I'm sad that it's ended and kind of the way they ended, because I didn't like when they separated the Superman show. I was like, I was like, why do that? Why even?
So frustrating.
Yeah, I was like, what was the point? Like, he's been in it the whole time. Like, he was,
the thing that upset
Superman,
me the most,
everything. Like,
the thing that broke my heart the most, Trayvon, was what would have driven fans crazy in a good way is if when Clark did die, you got a chance to see Barry, Kara, Black Lightning, and everyone just make a cameo at his funeral. Like, make it a big deal of, like, Superman's gone. The whole, he's gone. Now, I'm not saying we needed them to suit up or anything, but just to see them come back for one final time would have been amazing. We were robbed of it.
I thought we were going to see Kara. I really thought we were going to at least get her. I did.
Yeah.
But we didn't. I was like, okay. I mean, I get it. You can't get them back. I understand. I get it. Like, she's like, I'm done. So I got you, girl. I feel you. But,
I mean, at that point, you separated it. Recast her. Like, you separated it at that point. Yeah, I'm only speaking to if she didn't want to come back.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, Black Lightning,
even Vixen on CWC.
Oh my god! Even her on the show, like, and then they had a version of her on Legends, right?
They did.
With Constantine. Like, it was just so many things they did that I was like, wow, they're doing that. Wow, like, the crossovers were. I saved the crossover episodes. Like, I have those.
Those are fun, yeah.
I recorded those. I'm not deleting those. Like,
bro, we got Lucifer in one of these crossovers, bro. They were cooking.
But that's the big one. That's why.
I know, but I'm saying we got Kevin Conroy. Like, they were really cooking
Crisis.
in these crossovers, bro. They were really cooking.
Berlanti was like, I
pull this weight. Ezra Miller in one.
She's like, let me pull this weight. Let me get all this shit done.
Let me get everything up in this shit.
Berlanti said, let me pause. We gonna get this shit right.
I know it's not popular now, but like at the time, getting Ezra Miller as a cameo
was massive.
Cool. That was insane.
That was massive.
I still got the pictures. That was amazing. No, I'm not gonna let that go. Shit, damn what he did.
I was like, wow.
I love that. I was like, huh? So they really did this.
Yeah.
It was wow. It's a lot of things. They did a lot of that. A lot of wow, can believe they accomplished this. Even the reveal of Martian Manhunter when Supergirl was amazing.
So awesome.
I was like, this is cool. Like, yes, I would love to see him more, but it was very cool. They did a great thing.
They get small little Clark.
Yeah.
And they got Brandon back. Yep.
Yeah.
Brandon Routh's suit. That suit is still fucking beautiful. I was like, wow. On the TV, they made this thing look so good. That's crazy. When they said he was coming back as Superman, because he was already in the universe as the Atom.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's coming back as who? No. Kingdom Come Super. What? No.
They really did a lot of fan service. They did a lot of great things. Of course, they had some mishaps in there, back and forth. But overall, this is a huge accomplishment, I feel like, for them.
Success for sure.
Yeah. I'm sad that Superman had to end. I don't want to get into it. I'll get a little petty. But anyways, it's fine. It's, it ended the way it's supposed to end. It ended great. It ended a great way. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there if I get petty.
I'm just saying, you got an ending. I'm still waiting on my fucking Marvel ending. So, you got one. All right,
that one didn't get an ending. Legends didn't get an ending.
Yeah. And they could have not brought this show back. So, like, I want you to remember that. They at least brought it back to end.
And if anything, they did better with less. Because they couldn't use everybody all at once. Then they got the story to focus on what they needed it to focus on. And it was more easy. It was easier to write a more heartfelt story that way.
But I still feel like they missed the mark with Black Lightning. They could have done Static. They could have done them. Oh my god. 100%. Oh my god.
Trayvon, me and Joel will never let it go because we sat down with Cress. And Cress spoke about, there might have been some murmurs about, Static. And we're like, and in the next season, after talking to him, he gets that boy, and we're like, oh, they're gonna do Static, and then you're watching, and
the
you're
boy
like,
with the damn dreads. I said, who is that? What is happening? And it didn't happen. I said, God damn it.
No.
I think that's when like all my love just left. I'm like,
I like that was the one thing that I got annoyed with this for them letting them do that universe, but then also keep allowing them to have characters, then take them away.
mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like Suicide Squad and Deathstroke.
Yeah.
That was a very push pull annoying
Harley.
thing. Yeah, Harley. They
They
actually
couldn't
had
use
her.
her. They had her voice. They couldn't actually use her.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had that little scene of her in the jail cell and all that. I was like, y'all did all that, and I just don't like that. I just didn't. I mean, you guys are supposed to be the ones that love the multiverse stuff. Why not let them actually do?
They
the
didn't at the
stuff?
time, though. Remember, you're talking about early season.
But the Crisis
1.
thing. Well, Crisis thing was always, you know, that's been around.
But yeah.
No. You're talking about the fact that they did it
comics.
In the comics.
They're known for that.
That's
like,
no. But that's not a DC as a whole thing. Like that. That's what they did in the comics. But that was something that it seemed like they felt like needed to be earned, and you don't earn it in season 1 of Arrow.
They're very anal
You
with
know
their. They just didn't have Batman in the TV show. That's in the Batman world.
Like, they killed Trayvon.
They finally let them mention Batman too. They let them mention him too.
But time out. Think about how many people in Batwoman's world they had to kill because they couldn't essentially attach it to Batman directly. There's no Dick Grayson. There's no Barbara.
No, Alfred.
Gordon was dead. Alfred was retired. Bruce was quote unquote dead. Like they eviscerated
we don't even know what the fuck
logical.
happened to Bruce. Let's be real.
They eviscerated every logical piece. But to your point, real quick, Trayvon, the only reason why the Suicide Squad stuff never bothered me was because you had already built so much of Batman into Arrow. You don't need all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Separate yourself. Give me more Green Arrow shit.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. But they were just doing too much Batman shit. Like it was driving me crazy. So
see, for me,
that
I understand that for a Batman fan, but you know how I feel about Batman. I'm like,
yeah, I get it.
So it was like, whoever.
You don't
have
to do that. See,
I
saw the hand. You didn't have to put the hand up. We get it.
I had to be petty a little bit. You didn't want me to get on James Gunn, so let me hold back.
Because there's no need, but okay. Just truly is not.
Everything is over now.
I have things.
Anyway, so getting into the Superman and Lois finale, I thought they did a great job.
Yes.
I thought they probably did one of the greatest Superman things I've ever seen done in live action, which was Clark forgiving Lex. I mean, he damn near waited till he was dead to do it, but he did it. You know, Batman.
It was dead. They were dead when he forgave it.
Batman wouldn't have forgave you in life or death. Batman would have said, "You go fuck yourself, okay? All right. I hated you then. I hate you now. There is no forgiveness." So, but I do like how everything that embodies Superman, and I'm not a big Superman fan, like at all. But everything that embodies Superman, they put into Tyler embodied. Rather, I'll say that Tyler embodied. He's probably felt like the most Superman I've had in a while. To where there was just no flaws to Superman, in my opinion. Now, if you want to talk suits or designs, whatever, I'm not here for that because I'm not a Superman fan. So whatever you like, I'm with you.
Look, the shit he ended up with was miles better than that shit he had on Supergirl. I'm just saying.
Well, to be fair, me and Joel always talked about it. We always said they were always going to dilute him to make Supergirl better, right? So, the suit wasn't going to look as great because you need to make her look better. It's why she was beating his ass. It was why a lot of things were going bad for Superman over there. But I thought this finale was so wonderfully done. I almost would have preferred never seeing those costumes. That was like the biggest hot Tua I've ever seen be spit in someone's face. You give me the sexiest designs for these characters, and all I get is them flying. You couldn't have, think about it. And that's why I was telling Joel Trayvon that made me so angry. They pick and choose what aspects of Death of Superman they wanted to put and where. Like, the whole aspect of, that shot of them flying together, right? And those costumes should have come from when Clark died.
Yeah.
And you guys were like, we need a beacon of hope. You know, Steel's gonna go out and put the S on his chest and get the cape and at the time it was only one
boys
of the
need
boys.
suits. Yeah.
Only at the time it was only one of the boys though. Both.
No, we got them. We got them. Probably, after they were sad and angry.
Got you.
Got them before he came back.
Yes. Got you. So yeah, you could have given them suits. It was very frustrating because you couldn't even get a good look at it. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the end of No Way Home. You know when everyone's celebrating about like, oh, this is like real Spider-Man. Look at the suit. I'm like, I can't see shit. I need a clear shot. Like, give me a clear shot of the suit. I can't see nothing. That's how I felt in watching this episode. I know a lot of people keep telling me that was Crypto. I really hope
it is. He called it Crypto.
He called him Crypto?
Yeah, he did.
God, a golden retriever?
He called it Crypto.
I mean,
it did what it could do.
That's not the first time.
It's not, but I'm not a fan of it. But outside of that,
that's what you get for bitching about the dog that they got for this movie.
I was waiting. Let's see if he calls him that. He was like, I said, he got a dog. I said,
wait, what movie? What movie?
The new one.
The new one, yeah.
The Crypto.
I bitched about it?
No, I say people in
general. I was about to say, wait. I'm like, that's how Crypto's supposed to look.
The guilt.
That's what I was so confused. I'm like, did I? I don't remember it.
Not you. I'm saying in general, people that were complaining about that he is hairy or whatever the fuck. Like,
okay. I don't know if people have seen dogs, but okay. But I love this.
I understand what they're saying, but yeah.
Yes, they exaggerated it, sure, but it's like
it's not
unseen. It's not unheard of for dogs to have a lot of fur.
Yeah, so it's just a different type of dog. It's just not like your typical, like the one they had in Titans. Like that's what he looks like. Yes,
you're right. But to sit here and argue about how accurate an alien dog looks is crazy. It looks like Crypto. That's enough for me, right?
But like I said, it's not the first time they did that. Smallville too.
I'll forgive Smallville because I didn't watch it, so I'll forgive them. But shame on you, Superman.
You watched none of it?
No. And when I was going to watch it, because a friend of mine, when I was in, I think, middle school, like maybe 8th grade, he was telling me, he was like, Jawan, like the Justice League is like assembling, like the Justice League assembled on Smallville. So in my mind, I'm thinking full Justice League. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, right?
Oh, yeah.
I watched that shit and said, when he showed me the photo, I was just like, oh, like is Batman taking the photo? Because like he doesn't want to be in it. He's like, no, there's no Batman. I said, oh, you should have started with that. I'm good. Thank you. Move on. But anyway, this was great. I thought Lex was awesome. Joel, I'll leave it to Joel to give you guys what he would have preferred them to do instead of the suited Lex, because it's a really great concept.
No, I like suited Lex.
No. You were saying instead of focusing on the whole in battle being the Super Lex, you were saying they could have utilized something else.
I was talking about throughout the seasons,
right?
Because I was talking about because you know how we have anyway. After Crisis, they end up with 2 kids instead of 1. It's a new Earth. So that's what probably should have been our first guess. That was a different Earth that they just switched it randomly. But
you never know sometimes. Sometimes it's just retcon.
But Crisis does that, so you never fucking, like you said, you never know. Maybe she just popped up another kid came out. But classically, they don't have another kid. Usually just Jonathan. So all right, that mean like introducing Jordan was fine, and like we all got over it. And Jordan's the one that ended up with powers. I thought, all right, that was very different now. Like they were getting creative here. But by the end of it, I'm like, after I was watching this season, and again, very well done. I'm like, you know what would have been cool if they still stuck with John as the only son, but they introduced Connor instead of Jordan, and they did Connor, and then you have a whole season of like Lex introducing Connor to like the Superboy, and now we know Connor has connection to Lex as he's half Lex, half Superman, and that's a whole season right there. And then by the end of that season, they adopt Connor, and that's how you get the 2 boys instead. Or now you have Connor Kent and you have Jonathan Kent, and those are comic canon characters. You didn't just make up a character like Jordan. That's what I was trying to say. I thought that was cool. Like I actually liked what they did with Eradicator and making it his brother, even though it's not their thing either. But I thought I enjoyed it. I thought it was the first season, right? I think it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was pretty interesting. Still, the fact that we never got a comic accuracy to that final shot is still kind of annoying. I totally get that because I was waiting the whole season for like, where we can get the shot. Now they gave it to me, even though they still used the ugly helmet. I'm like, all right, I guess they didn't want to do the.
I don't know what their love for that helmet is, bro. You know what pissed me off about that helmet for Lex? You usually see Lex's head when he's wearing his Lex suit. So I'm like, that's the one time you don't need the helmet like at all. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't mind it because he's human. Like I get it. Like
when he goes up into high altitude, he could have put the helmet on, but Lex is so vain. He wants you to know, bitch, it's me. Like,
I wish he stole that suit sooner. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And he could have fucked with it all he wanted. Right, and then we could have gotten Steele's new suit much sooner. That would have been a lot cooler. And then, what's her name? Natalie, his daughter.
Yeah.
She, we could have seen a version of her newer suit in the comic. I would have liked that with the whole ponytail. That would have been cool. But it is what it is. I mean, the costume they ended up having was pretty cool looking. Like I did like that nice shot of the super family at the end. That was really nice. They implemented stuff like what's his name? Martin Fine. Did you see the guy, the nerdy guy that hacked the suit? Mm-hmm. That in the comic books is a character that gets possessed by Brainiac, and that's actually the character. He was in Smallville too. He was a professor in Smallville. Same thing happened. Brainiac infected him. He became. And that was the character James Marsters played in Smallville, the guy that was Spike from Angel and Buffy. Yes, he was Brainiac in this Smallville show. So that character Martin Fine was used in that show. That's the guy he was playing in Superman and Lois. So they could have teased the Brainiac there with that character. And what's this guy's name? Who was oh my god, they did the interviews a couple episodes ago. The news broadcast. Godfrey.
Yes, Godfrey. Yes, sorry.
That guy.
I was thinking of the actor. That's why I was confused.
Yes, because he came back and did a cameo as Godfrey, which is interesting because again, that character is connected to Darkseid in New Genesis. You know, so I'm like, that's awesome. Like these are all things that could have connected if they kept going, and they could have probably built on that. But obviously, we're not going there. But still, that was pretty cool that they had those little Easter eggs.
And Joel, do you want to give them a shout out for how well Doomsday looked at the end?
Doomsday looked even better. Like we thought he looked pretty good the first time with the Bizarro Doomsday, and then after he got even more angry, he looked even cooler and more accurate to Doomsday. I'm like, all right, this is probably the best looking Doomsday we've gotten in
which we thought was Krypton.
Krypton was pretty good. Yes, Krypton did a lot of things. The Brainiac was good.
Their Lobo was good. Like
Lobo was great. Yeah, that was everything that wasn't Krypton was honestly great. I don't know. I'm like, it was weird.
And look, we didn't really get to see them, but remember they showed Hawkman's people flying around. It looks great.
They showed Thanagarians flying at the end. They teased that. It was a lot of cool, interesting shit that could have went in that direction, but that show obviously got canceled too, unfortunately. But it had a lot of potential because there's a lot in the DC space world I'd love to see eventually. That was just like giving you a little taste of it. So I'm like, that's cool. That again, now we switch shows, but yes, I think with Superman Lois, I don't know. I didn't need all of that at the end, like the whole flashback. I mean, flash forward to the future or seeing all the kids. I got really sad. I'm like, I don't need to see this man getting old and dying. I didn't need all that. It could have stopped at the super family flying, and I would have been more than happy. But no, okay, fine. You want to give us the whole end? It was beautiful. It was just probably more than I personally needed, but it was still very, very well done.
It was very much on the drama side, and it was just I get why you're here, but
the ending. I said this. The ending was very Charmed. If you saw the ending of Charmed, Charmed ended the same way. Like it's like they finished their battle, and then you saw them get older. And you saw them like reading to kids, like a whole bunch of goddamn kids that everybody had. I was okay. This is very Charmed.
So fits with CW then.
Yeah.
They want to make sure you know, hey, done.
We done.
We done.
Yeah.
Done. Because you know, it's that one person that watched that that was watching that was just like, James Gunn could bring this back. So the show was just like, hey, dead. Dead.
I did like how this guy ended up playing an older version of Jonathan. I forget his name. From Grimm.
Yeah.
Yes, we were talking about that. Yeah,
I forget his name, but yeah, he I was because I looked, they were teasing that he was going to be in it, and I was like, I wonder who he's playing.
I was
and
looking
then,
for him.
And then it ended up being he's older Jonathan. I'm like, oh, I can see that. That's crazy, but yeah, it's so weird because obviously his wife is Bitsy Tulloch's love.
I low-key wanted to see them use powers. Low-key.
I would have loved that. That would have been cool.
Did they have the suits now? Like what they're
wearing? I wonder what the exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're wearing.
It seemed like their budget went a lot to that Doomsday Superman fight.
Oh yeah.
So because you can tell when they're flying, that does not look great. It does not look great at all. Superman is the only one that looks good flying. The rest of them don't look great as far as like the CGI that they were doing for that. So I kind of feel like they blew a lot on a lot of the Superman fights this season. So that's why they're probably just like, because they could have ended it with like, and now I leave it to my sons, and we get to see them like fighting and stuff like that. It was like, we don't got the money for that. Just show them. Show them around a campfire. That's all we got.
We got to see them. We got to see him generating the suits. We got to see that.
Came off the ship.
So, it's okay.
Which is crazy because you know what I would have said if I was his first son? Bitch, you had me in a hoodie and a mask this whole goddamn time. This shit could have been made me a suit.
I want to know if those suits are real or not. That's what I want to know.
What do you mean?
Like, did they actually make them?
For the CGI suits?
Yeah, I want to know.
No, they actually. I think they actually did make them.
They should have gave us a picture of that by now. We got the steel one with the cape.
Yeah. It might come out at some point.
It's a little different though, because I did the side by side. Actually, the one that they didn't show looked a little better. It's crazy, because the one they ended up showing has a red logo, and the regular one had just all steel, all silver.
Right.
But the one that you're talking about, the mask, the hooded and glasses one, that's an homage to a different comic too. That's a Superman comic.
Yeah. Go ahead, Trayvon.
But yeah, so I mean, the ending of the show was beautiful. They did a great job. I wouldn't have forgave Lex. Fuck him. But other than that, I mean, you know, it was sad. He was like, "Oh," until whenever he said her cancer came back, I said, "Oh, come on."
Yeah, like, damn,
I know we're not doing this.
Yeah, that hurt a lot.
And they were like, for the rest of my 32 years. I said, "Are you? Come on." I was like, y'all, come on.
That human heart, it was like, I thought it lasted a little longer. Wrong. You were wrong.
32 years.
Wrong. But 32 is a long time, though. We thought he was going to die right there.
Yeah.
So,
for human standards, that's true.
Because think about it. If he didn't have part of that Kryptonian in him, that would have been 3 minutes, not 32 years. It's like he was dying there.
Yeah,
you know,
32 years, but his powers are gone.
And his aging, he aged pretty well for his, didn't really wrinkle much.
I hope he got therapy. Yeah, imagine losing your powers and you just being.
I think he was okay with it because his sons were there. So I don't think it really bothered him.
I would have cried every day.
I think it probably would have bothered him on those battles where like he turns on the news and his sons are getting their ass whooped. That's probably those moments he's just like, shit.
I can't do nothing.
Like, I can't do. Crypto, get your ass up.
Hey, kids, take me to the fortress.
Right.
Inject me with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Lex when you need him with those patches, right? Give me some awful Superman patches.
I only wanted to see fucking Jordan get a haircut. I never got it.
Never got it.
Never got it.
But yeah, I mean, they ended it well. The fights were great. I like that Doomsday was like, stop, it's fine. Just when you gotta do this, just push me in. It's okay. Like, chill out. It's okay. We're gonna get
aggressive. I'm like, I give up.
Doomsday did give him one of those.
Like, look,
you are whooping my ass, dog. Like, hold on.
Just tap me in. Just do a little.
I want to die. You beat that into me.
Like, let me die now, please.
But yeah, I mean, it was very good. I enjoyed the sons even lead him away and be like, bring them to me. And then when that part with King, so we just did a little slumber. I said, okay, all right, badass, all right.
Yeah, they was doing that thing.
All right. I was like, you couldn't do it all them other times when he whooping your ass. You couldn't move out of the way all them other times. I was like, okay. But yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm very happy with what they did. Carl would have been a great little thing. That would have
Yeah,
been the
I
thing
would
that I
do
was
that.
like, at least her. But it's okay. We got, and
I think our chances of getting Kara would have been higher had we not had 2 fucking children instead of 1. If we had 1, we probably would have had that, Kara to help, Jonathan get through everything. But the fact that we had 2 kids, it was just
what if they took her off a world? It was like, well, the likeliness was
where's
well, I mean,
Diggle?
even if she was on world, it's just like the idea. Remember how you had an issue, Joel, with there being 2 speedsters, then it became 3 speedsters?
Yeah.
It was just like, we don't need all 3 of you. We really only need Barry. So it's like, we have Superman and 2 half Supermen. We don't need Supergirl also. Like, it's just too much.
It's a lot. And Steel now. So it's like.
Right.
I
So it was
think
just
it
the
was very
idea.
funny.
No, go ahead, Trevor. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, good. I was just, the only thing I was saying, I thought it was real funny when he kept telling them, "Don't do anything." I was like, "You really think they're just gonna stay here and watch your ass get beat over and over and over again?"
They were doing it for a while.
Like, they have power, this was stupid. I was like, "You do something. Give a damn what he talk about. He can't stop you. Like,
I will
just
say
help
this.
him."
I did appreciate that Jonathan hit that weight room as he got older. Because Lex was bitching that man out in the middle of that street where he kept begging, "Please get off me, please." It's like, bro, if you don't use your strength, man, we're like, come on, get angry, do something. You let Lex beat your ass like that and talk to your mom like that? Man, I wish I would. I would have ripped Lex's heart out right then and there. Gave it to my mom.
I've been said Lex should have been died, but we would have had a season.
That kid was crazy as hell. Get his ass beat in front of his mother. I wish I would. But no, they did a great job. That entire team, Tyler Hoechlin, amazing Superman, amazing show. Bravo to everyone part of that series. You guys did a great job. We thank you guys for what you were able to do in this final season. Make it a great one. In CW, DC, you will forever be missed. CW, I will be taking you off of my channels now. You're not matter to me anymore.
Well, they have NXT, so.
No, it's okay. I watch highlights. That channel's dead to me now. You wanted to strip everything else away. Guess what? You're gone.
That's all I was watching on there anyway.
So you're gone now. Bye. But again, thank you guys so much. DC, you're awesome. We appreciate the times, man. Truly do. All right. So let's move on from one DC era to another. We got the brand new episodes of Creature Commandos. It shouldn't be legal how much I fucking love this show. It just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. It's just
you love Harley Quinn, so I'm not surprised.
What's wrong with Harley Quinn?
Do you not like Harley Quinn? Yeah, you said that like that was like a bad
I'm just
thing.
saying, if you like that, you probably like this.
No, if you like Suicide Squad, you should like this. This is literally the same thing, just with monsters and animated. That's the feeling I got as I'm watching. I'm like, this is just James Gunn cooking. I do love that he made sure in that intro, he's like, put me in that shit.
No, he said
put me in that shit.
He said that's not on him. That was them that did that.
I'd say that too.
No, you wouldn't.
You're damn right I wouldn't. No, I truly do love this show. I think they're doing a great job. I want to give a lot of credit to, can't remember his name, that's playing Rick Flag Sr.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, never mind.
John Watts.
Never mind. Wrong show.
I'm very confused.
Wrong show.
Why would I say anything about John Watts?
Wrong show. I don't know. Wrong show.
Anyway, Rick Flag Sr.
Frank Grillo.
Yes, thank you, Frank Grillo.
Mm-hmm.
Just so much fun, man. And what I love about him is that he's less of a soldier boy than his son was. But he explains it in the show where he goes, I did it to make money. My son did it for the love of his country. So that's why his son was more of the USA poster child kind of syndrome, right? Mm-hmm. Very different from his dad. It's just like, I get paid to be here. So, like, that's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I want to see the scene of them filming the doing the audio for the bathroom scene. I need this. I want to see that being
You
done.
want to see them
I
doing
want
the
to see the
audio?
clip. I want to see the clip of them doing that because that's got to be
James Gunn
hilarious.
has the clip.
That has to
Apparently.
be hilarious. I want to see all that
He
Only
said
grunting.
it.
you
He
would
said
go
it was
there,
funny.
Trayvon. Only you.
I want to know what they had to rum together. The two of them doing
I
it
don't think. I
together.
don't think. I
No,
don't. They were
they
not.
never have.
Hilarious.
No. They never
No.
have you in the same room. They
Oh,
never have you in the
okay,
same
that
room.
He
would be
did not. No, they
hilarious.
weren't in the room.
Yeah, you always had to be in separate rooms.
That's
'cause,
why
like,
it was. That's why it was funny because he's like watching them do it with no one there
Yeah,
except them
Right.
himself.
and completely out of context.
Oh, yeah.
right?
So funny.
Like,
So awkward.
sometimes they'll call you in just to do that one scene
Yeah,
for the day,
Oh,
and you're just doing
oh,
that like
oh,
900
yeah.
times.
That's hilarious.
ugh.
So apparently
Shit is
we'll
great.
get to that in a second, but I just saw some James Gunn news. But I love these first two episodes. They were so much fun. I love that it was rich with information. 2
Yeah.
years after Suicide Squad. Excuse me. We know that Themyscira is a known place. It's just known as a legend. No one's really seen it, right?
They don't know if it exists.
Right. It's
it
a
might
legend.
exist. Yeah.
Right. I love that though, because you're not sitting here but now, Joel, that we get Creature Commandos, it makes so much sense why James wanted to come right out of the bat with a Themyscira show. Right? Because you're hearing about the legend of this, and then he gives you an introduction to it. So by the time you get Wonder Woman, you're fully caught up.
I love how they give you the picture with the Amazons like set look like they're models. Like
yes,
yes.
I also love that Cersei was arrested in
Metropolis.
Yeah. So I'm very curious.
Oh,
Superman.
I was very curious how Trayvon liked Cersei because there was a lot of witching and
that's true
going on there.
That's true. Yeah, let's go right to that, Trayvon. Did you like Cersei at all?
I mean, I thought she was cool. That's fine.
This man.
Will not.
The show was fun.
I'm not talking about the show. I'm about the character.
Yeah, we want to know your thoughts on the character.
I mean, she was evil. She was flying around. She was blasting. It was cool.
That's up your alley right there.
She was using magic.
She turned bullets into butterflies and shit.
Yeah, she turned arms into like inflatable.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, what are they called?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's another Suicide Squad. The characters are more interesting than the concept for me right now. Bride of Frankenstein's like what she's going through. I care more about her than I care about this concept of Suicide Squad over again. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, and I really do think that Princess is evil as fuck. Something wrong with her.
She just seemed horny.
Something right? No, something right.
Okay.
There might be something there.
I'll take some of that. Yeah. I'll take some of that. That ain't
right.
I'll take some of Frank Grillo.
You can have them. Swapsies. You can have them.
I agree. Listen, everything she was saying, she's like an older man. I was like, oh yeah, okay, girl, I hear you. I'm right here with you, girl. Right here with you.
I love the contrast to where like me and Joel could be watching it wanting to be Frank Grillo, and you're watching it wanting to be her. And it's just like
I was like, girl, I'm right here with you, girl.
Thinking that is just hilarious.
It's true though. That's exactly how he watches it. So it's like I get it because we want on the other end.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like it is funny. That whole thing was great. It's just, it definitely is. It is Suicide Squad without being Suicide Squad. Literally is. It's just they put a different name to it because they're using monsters now instead. Right. Yeah. So it's just like they're Task Force M now. They were Task Force X. The nickname for Task Force X is Suicide Squad. The nickname for Task Force M is the Creature Commandos. Yeah. That's really what it's going to come down to. It's the same concept, but that's very true. That's why it's basically a pseudo sequel to that whole idea of suicide. I don't know if we'll
ever get the one left over. Yeah,
right.
So she said it.
Yeah, she literally said it. So it's like one of those things where I don't know if we'll ever get the Suicide Squad back because that's technically been closed down, right? That's why the Creature Commandos exist.
Can't use humans.
Yeah.
Well, I think we will. I think we will, but I like that he closed it down because think about it. What characters would you use? I like that we're building a universe. No. But hear me out. I like that we're building a universe so we could see these characters first, right? So like if in a Batman movie you see him arrest, let's just say KGBs, right? Like Batman arrests KGBs. It's awesome to know that now KGBs is in prison, so maybe KGBs can be part of the new Suicide.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather see these guys be introduced, these characters, have them be arrested, and then you can start thinking, man, a lot of these big name characters are in jail. Maybe now we can get blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you just giving me characters and now I got to see flashbacks.
It was a big enough threat. They might let her. They were all right, fine, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. They might go, hey, this monster shit's not working. They're out of control. Humans were way easier to control. Like, go back to humans. We're good. You know, so all it takes is the corrupt person being in charge.
I'm not saying I'm not saying I'll never have it. I'm just saying for right now they're out. They're not going to be used.
Right. No. I'm with you. I'm saying I'm glad he shelved it. Like this is a perfect.
Yeah.
It was a smart way to do it.
Right. This is a perfect bridge.
This is his way of continuing it without continuing it.
Yeah.
That makes it.
Yeah.
Because now it's like a sequel to his movie without the movie. Well, actually using the same exact formula. It's just tweaked.
And let's be honest.
Right.
Next time I see Harley Quinn, I want it to be in a Batman movie. Sorry. Next time I see King Shark, I'd like it to maybe be in a Flash movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want you to not use these characters in a Suicide Squad movie before I can get them in something else, because what it does is it dilutes a Suicide Squad project, because you start to say to yourself, well, if you're using all these big name characters that we want to see in a Flash movie or Batman movie, we know they're not dying, right? So I'd much rather see them in their respective property.
The Suicide Squad are not supposed to be meant for big name characters, though.
No, not at all. But we know where King Shark comes from. We know where Harley comes from. We know
Harley's the biggest character they've ever really used. Because even before that, obviously, Deadshot became big because of the Suicide Squad. No, I'm just talking about the character itself. Before, like, the movies, Deadshot was a mainstay. He was known in the comics not because he was a Batman villain. People forget that he's a Batman villain. He is a Suicide Squad member. he's so very much connected to that character, or Captain Boomerang, very much a rogue of the Flash. Mm-hmm. But he's such a mainstay with the Suicide Squad, and same thing with Bronze Tiger, who they couldn't forget he exists. But
you're gonna get him, I promise.
No, I'm not, especially now. It's like it's definitely never happening. I got
you can get Bronze Tiger in like an Arrow project. You can get that.
CW gave it to me, so I'm fine with it. But
yeah, they did.
You can still get him, brother.
I doubt we'll ever get him. At least not in the Suicide Squad project. So unless they reboot that thing again in 20 years, we'll see.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
I don't think you have to wait.
I just don't see the need for it right now. Like
no, not now, because the universe just started. But we're not going to sit here and act like 5 to 10 years from now we're not getting another Suicide Squad film. That's crazy.
I don't know. There's a lot to do.
Think about it. It's probably one of the biggest teams for mainstream in DC outside of the Justice League. Why wouldn't you want to do it?
I don't know. We'll see. As of right now, it's not happening. So let's leave a 5-year gap of no Suicide Squad for now.
We'll definitely get there, but I love this. I loved all the connective tissue. I love how the connective tissue wasn't in your face; it was more so you got to hear it to get it. But I thought everyone meshed so well. I like the team so far, even though I will say this: I keep seeing like little promo clips and shit that they put out for like future episodes, or like the trailer for like the season as a whole.
Did you see that?
That's at the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, they're treating that robot the same way Thunderbolt is treating Taskmaster. So I'm assuming that motherfucker disappears at some point. Because I don't see him much at all. Like at all. So I don't know when or where or if, but it's looking not great for him.
That third episode's all about him, so we'll see. Because they showed the preview for the next episode at the end of the second episode.
See, I didn't know that they did. I kept hoping for it, But like I lost my patience. So
it wasn't a long way.
it wasn't, but it wasn't right away. I kind of need it right away.
Oh god. Well, it's gonna be about G.I. Robot. So obviously we've seen some of the clips of him in already. So, but we'll see. I do agree though. I don't think some of these characters are making out of the series. Like, I'm not sure which ones exactly, but I'm pretty sure. And like we said, it's a Suicide Squad for a reason, more or less, right? Some of these characters are not making it out. Some will. Obviously, there's more to some of these. Like I'm a big fan from the comics. I don't know most of these characters that well. Like I know of them. Like I read some of Frankenstein because he was part of Justice League Dark in the New 52 for a while, and they did their own thing called Shade, and Shade recreated the Creature Commandos. That's when they brought in other characters like Nina and some of them. But G.I. Robot, I only know from the cartoons because there was an episode of Brave and the Bold that had him in it. That Brave and the Bold has a lot of characters you would never ever heard of. G.I. Robot being one of them. It's just if you pay attention, that show has a lot of little Easter eggs for characters that you probably like, the deep cut characters. So just to throw it out there. Weasel's always a fun character. Frank, I told you, like Frankenstein himself, they call him Eric, and this is pretty cool. Interesting, they gave him an actual name to differentiate himself from Victor, who's the father.
Is he supposed to be speaking like a version of Russian?
Oh, I don't know. It's like a fake. I don't know if it's real or not. It's like
I swear to God, his Russian sounds better here than in the MCU. And I don't know what dialect coach this motherfucker talk to, but I keep forgetting it's David Harbour. That. That's why I'm like, this motherfucker's Russian is good. Like I keep forgetting it's him. Like, God damn, okay.
I think it's Bulgarian because I think this girl is Bulgarian, which is not far off from Russia, obviously.
Right.
They made up a state because I don't think what was it polka what?
That's obviously not
polka
real.
Stand. Right. Yeah, that's not real. Yeah. Right. So, but the fact that they all connected that there was interesting. Like I said, I like the Frankenstein character because I always compared him to like Hellboy in the DC. In the DC. I remember you now this version. A little different. This guy is a freak. I'm very curious. Oh man, is he? Oh man, he is. But I like it's weird because you could tell he's obsessive, and and obviously wants a woman, but he doesn't understand like you're a monster. It's not that simple. So he creates a new one. You can't just have her because she has free will. So it's like you can't just you're mine now. And he doesn't. It's like it's hard for him to like grasp that.
When he said about the talking, he was like, "Don't teach her," because that he said, "Well, what is it? Words getting in the way of
words getting away."
Love. Hold on, I said that's sick.
Hold on, time out now. You guys are absolutely right. But what we not gonna do is act like this motherfucker didn't build Frankenstein a wife and then fuck her right in front of him. Like,
hold on.
That is duplicitous, okay?
No, I agree. I understood. Like when he saw that and started crying, I felt for him because I understood.
100%. Yeah.
I'm like, I would probably kill that motherfucker too. I told you specifically what, and like he cried the first time when she like didn't want anything to do with him because she's like, scared of him.
Right.
Like I felt for him. I get it because like I don't understand. Like you're supposed to be mine.
See, it's like, now in the hood we call that dirty macking. That's what that scientist did. He spent all this time he was dirty macking Trayvon.
Hold on.
Instead of teaching her why she was made for Frankenstein, this nigga just was spitting game. With a whole wife, too.
Hold on.
No.
He was teaching her. Hold on. He was teaching her everything that she needed to know. She was trying. He was like, "Look, she don't want you, bro."
Trayvon, no. He did to her what every 15-year-old's about to do with these sex robots in 10 years. Okay, that's exactly what he did. Okay, he said, "Look, you're programming for me." All right, you give it up to me. Frankenstein don't exist. It's me and you. He was nasty for that, and we're not about to let him off. Did you see the cat dunk?
No, well, yeah, but the double black was like caught me.
Yes. But we are not gonna let this scientist off. Okay, he was dirty macking.
He was
nasty. Yes, Trayvon.
No, he could not help that happened. Like they felt like it. Look. Frankenstein monster, whatever, didn't want you. That was it. Like you were scary. Yeah. Yes, she just did not want you. Period. That was it. It wasn't Oh, maybe she'll fuck. No, she didn't want nothing to do with him.
Nah, he was nasty.
You could see that she liked the doctor or whatever. You could tell.
Victor,
I was like, okay.
No,
Yeah.
but why did she
okay.
like the doctor? Because
What
the
do you
doctor
mean?
made sure every waking moment she spent was with him. None of them were with the monster.
She never wanted to be with him at all, though. He tried.
Think about it.
She was scared.
The first time someone wakes you up, that's what you see. But at no point
did this right there too. Hold on,
that's
now.
A scary motherfucker.
No. Hear me. No. I'm not talking about the scientist. I'm talking about when she first woke. She saw the monster.
Yeah.
The scientist did nothing for weeks to help her acclimate herself to the monster. He just said, "Oh, you don't fuck with him? You gonna fuck me though?" That's what he did. He's nasty. He's nasty.
That is not how
He's
it works.
nasty. He's a dirty dude. Dirty.
It was messed up that they did it around the table. It was messed up. But the monster was gone though. He was gone though.
You thought he just would never come back. You thought he would never come back, right?
What did you expect him to do, knowing how fucking impatient that fucker is in the first place? You fucking the girl he loves right in front of you. Okay. Like, bro, he's ripping.
I knew
he ripped him in half.
I think he was killing him right there. I was expecting him to kill him right there. I did expect that.
He did. Yeah, he waited. He's like, I'm gonna do it. Not now, but I'm gonna do
it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, so.
That was crazy. I felt for him. I'm like, oh, that has to hurt. That sucks so much.
Oh yeah, man. Like he was filthy for that. You know,
he followed her ass through the decades.
Oh, that was fucking hysterical.
I was like,
through like every decade.
Only for the second episode to end with the lady going, "I found her again," and it's like,
let's do this. My wife.
That man had women all around him and said, I still miss
I want her, yeah. The one that got away constantly, right. Every decade.
She gonna be so mad when he pops up out of nowhere, like,
that's
no way.
So funny.
She's gonna be like, no way. You found me. Like, ow, dog. Ow.
Again, yeah. She got ratted on.
She gotta kill him.
That seems like it's gonna be the only way.
That's the problem. They can't die. They're already dead.
You know what's gonna be hilarious? I
don't know.
What's gonna be hilarious is when he finds her, and then Amanda Waller goes, "I want him part of the team." Like there's two of you, I want both.
Well, I mean,
find a way to get a chip in his neck. I want both.
He obviously helps them at some point, so this is gonna be.
And then the bride gonna blow him up with that damn detonation.
Probably, she'll try. You keep forgetting, Trayvon. These Frankenstein monsters are supposed to be like Humpty Dumpty. Just put his ass back together.
That's it. Different body parts.
You gotta have somebody that's smart enough to do it first.
If you don't believe in this time that there's plenty of people that can do that, they'll find someone. Shit, Amanda Waller find someone just so she can control them. But I love this James Gunn. What a great first two episodes. What a great introduction into your new DC universe. I very much look forward to this trailer that better be coming this Sunday. So,
what'd you think of Dr. Phosphorus? I thought he was funny.
Oh man, hold on. Thank you so much, Joel, for bringing that up. Easily the funniest scene in comic book history.
Which one?
Is when he smartened up and said, "I need an oven mitt." Put on the oven mitt and then just beat his ass. I said, "This is so much fun, bro. I love this. This is great. Beautiful. That's what I'm masterpiece." I know it's not answering your question, Fox. He's awesome. I love Alan. Anything Alan does. Yeah. I love. You know why I knew, Joel, that would probably be one of your favorite characters?
Why?
Embody sarcasm. That's all you got to do to get Joel to like you. When you can embody sarcasm like that.
When they're good. When him and Weasel are listening at the door when they're having sex,
right? And he's like, he's gonna need about a minute, and he's like, we should give maybe about a couple more. Like he'll need a couple more.
He said he's gonna need like 30 seconds. Have you seen her? He's not gonna be able to. And then Weasel's like, wah, wah, wah. He's like, you're right. He's older. He has experience. He might need a full minute.
I love these characters so much, man. I can't wait to see. I'm learning if I'm comparing it to James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie. I think the lady that like she's strong in water, she's gonna be their rat catcher. So like how Ratcatcher was like their emotional anchor.
The heart.
Right.
Right.
That's a better way to put it. The heart.
She's the heart of the show for sure.
Right.
Because she's the normal. She literally is the only one that's normal. Because everyone else is fucking say crazy.
I did love it when they're leaving, and she's like, "Give me money," and then he's like, "What? Give me money?" And then she's like, "He just gave you money." And she's like, "It's awesome, right?" Like, yeah, of course he did.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
She was a bitch. It's like she's sorry. Like, no, I was not.
She's like, "Don't speak for me."
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah.
I love this show, man, with all my heart. I was hoping that I would, and it's so much fun. I can't wait to see more of the action.
The action is.
You know what I'm going to pay attention to, Joel?
What?
When either Superman or Peacemaker season 2, probably Peacemaker season 2, I'm going to see how consistent Rick Flag Sr.'s injuries are. He should, if he ever takes his shirt off, there better be marks.
Scars everywhere. Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing how consistent they are with the small little intricacies like that.
You should have burns.
Right,
marks.
exactly. Yep. But I had so much fun here. I loved it. I love the design of Amanda Waller. I love just having Viola Davis back as Amanda Waller. Man. Yeah. It's so much fun to have her back as the Wall.
She's designed very well too in the show.
She is. Yep. I truly love it. I don't have anything negative to say at all. I thought it was great. I just can't wait to hear more about what lives in this universe.
Oh yeah,
right?
That's why the whole
what big events have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, will they talk about like has Darkseid ever come? Like, has Joker done shit with Bat? Like, I want to hear more about like bigger, worldly events that have happened in this
I think I like the most of what James was talking about. I was like, I'm world building, not so much a one story leading to one big bad.
I did like that.
Building a world, it's a lived in world. So I thought that was cool. I want to talk about did you see the after the first episode, the season long preview?
No.
You didn't see it?
No.
Do you want to see
it? I know you're talking about there was a scene showcasing 2 characters.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was big.
Yes. Apparently, people are saying that's episode 4.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing in the grapevine is that's episode 4.
Did you guys watch the Happy, Sad, Confused interview?
I don't know.
The interview he did. He talked about.
That.
He talked about episode 4.
I forgot we were talking.
He said that was his favorite. That and the 7th one. He said,
and it's about Weasel. Episode 4 is about Weasel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the one I want to talk about was the scene during the preview for the rest of the season.
That shows characters.
Yeah, the dead characters, like the prophetic dream of the future, and it shows.
What were you about to say?
I was gonna say that we saw the characters that stood out were obviously Superman on the cross, but it is the Superman costume from the movie, and Peacemaker we see in the next scene. But the one next to Superman was fucking Starfire. Yeah. That was pretty obvious that was Starfire.
People kept saying that, and I didn't see it at first. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, so I went back. I was like, oh, shit, it is.
It is. Yeah. It's obviously her. And then right next to him on the left side is Mr. Terrific. The only one I can't make out is the one in the far in the back. I don't really fuck that. Can't really tell. But Mr. Terrific looks like it's to Superman's left and to the right is Starfire. I'm like, oh, shit, that's a huge giveaway. Right? Like, tease. Starfire?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. And like it's like a very accurate comic suit too. So.
We do got something juicy from James here. This is from Deadline. Apparently James says DC Studios, which I love that he says that like it's not just him and fucking Peter. But apparently they've greenlit the next DCU film after Supergirl.
They did.
Apparently it's going into production next. But he can't quite tell us what it is.
That's
he said it on the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, he said it on the podcast? Oh, okay. Because I'm seeing someone quote Deadline. My bad, Trip.
Yeah. No, you good.
He
said a lot of things on this podcast. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. What else stood out to you guys? Whatever stood out to you guys, dump it on the floor.
From the interview?
Yeah. That you remember, obviously. Just whatever you remember.
I mean, he was trying to ask him about what was that other show? He was asking about Booster Gold and he was trying to get him to talk about things like that. But he's very adamant on this. The script needs to be done first.
Right.
Needs to be not only needs to be done, needs to be perfect.
There. Yeah. He
Yeah,
said if it's not there yet, then we're not doing it yet.
Right.
Yeah.
He said that about Brave and the Bold. He said that about
Booster Gold, Waller. Those are not done because they're not done. They're like the script. They're scripts.
He sounded like what he said. They're not where they need to be yet.
Right. They're not where they need to be yet. Right.
Okay.
So I'm very curious when one of them got greenlit. I don't know if it's gonna be one of them specifically. I'm just saying something got greenlit, and I wonder what it is because we already know some of these things. Maybe it's something we haven't heard of yet. It's possible.
I feel like it's not one of those three, only because he's just so recently spoke about those three and how the scripts weren't where they need to be.
Right.
So the idea that the turnaround was that fast, I don't think so. It might be something else that he was cooking up that he never told us that he was cooking up. That is like going to be a surprise to us. Like, oh shit, okay, this project or whatever. Because we got to remember, he named a lot of shit 2 years ago.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like we tend to forget because in the front of our minds is the big stuff and the stuff that's currently in production or was filming or whatever. But he named quite a few things. So it might be one of the other quite a few things that he named.
Well, as of right now, of the stuff he's mentioned, only Supergirl, well, obviously Superman, Supergirl, and Lanterns are all in production. Well, Superman's in post. Supergirl is about to start filming. Lanterns is about to start filming. Like we just talked about, Booster Gold, not there yet. Writer, I'm sorry. What were the other two?
Batman, Brave and the Bold.
Batman, Brave and the Bold, not ready, but they have a director. Mm-hmm. Something as a director. Waller's the other one that has a writer, but the scripts are not ready yet. But then we haven't heard much about Paradise Lost, even though he said there's been some progress. The Authority, nothing yet. Mm-hmm. And then aside from that, we've heard through the trades that they're working on a Teen Titans script, but nothing yet.
Right.
Something that had.
Don't forget the Daniel Craig project.
Sergeant Rock, yeah, that was recent. And they also mentioned something about Deathstroke and Bane in a movie that we have not really figured out what that is either. I'm like, all right, we know they're doing something with them in it, but we don't know exactly what it is, and it's probably not going to be called Deathstroke and Bane.
You tried to ask about Batista.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Bane in the interview.
It's
probably not going to work now.
Here's the thing: you don't have to ask about it because guess what? Batista will do Bane if that's what James wants him to do. Right. But Batista will do whatever James wants him to do, the same way Chris Pratt will, the same way Tom will.
He was almost Peacemaker. That was really his role before John took it because he was filming
Dune.
Was it Dune? It was either Dune or the zombie movie, the Zack Snyder movie.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah, sorry, that might have been it. Yeah.
He was filming that, one of them, and it got in the way. So that I think it was him that recommended John for the role, Peacemaker.
Dave does that a lot. Yeah, Dave does that a lot. He does that a lot.
That's crazy because he would have been Peacemaker.
Dave said that's how Drew McIntyre got in the movie with him. The action movie that just came out.
Sense. Yeah.
He said the director came to him and was like, "Hey, we need like this big ass, badass Scottish dude," and he was just like, perfect guy.
One. Yeah.
He's like, let me make a phone call.
I love that he's looking out for his guys.
He always does. He said he loves the idea of guys using wrestling as a platform to get to something bigger. But yeah, no, I loved everything James was talking about. You were talking about the whole big bad thing before. Mm-hmm. I told you I love that concept because I do hate how engulfed everything in the MCU seems to be, in that it's so engulfed that when you get projects like Secret Invasion, it feels like it doesn't fit. When you get projects like, you know what I'm saying, those like offshoot projects, they feel like they don't fit because the overarching narrative is something different, you know?
I think they get lost because of that, because you're looking for it to connect to the big picture, and it's really kind of a self-contained story in the same world. And and we're not used to that from Marvel, so we're like, what the fuck what is that? Why do we need it?
like think about how weird that is, that you're building to, let's say, Kang or Doctor Doom, whatever. You're building to that, right? And out of nowhere, they're just like, would you like a Daredevil show? And it's like, yeah, I mean, I would, but like, what does that have to do with like Kang or Doctor Doom or anything, right? Like,
he did mention something else in the interview I'm thinking about since you're talking about MCU.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he said about He doesn't like how it's out of order and stuff. He remember in the interview he was like, they had the gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet in Thor or something. He was like, then later you will work on the Infinity Stones. It was just very funny. He said that. I was like, okay, so this is why he wants it very much like Chris to be done, everything to be done, nothing like out of order.
Because canon wise, that was a fake gauntlet or whatever the fuck. Because remember when Hela pushed it over or whatever the fuck.
Right. And
there was stuff like that.
And then the one thing he did say that I was like, don't read into this more than you need to, but I couldn't help it. So he said they were talking about this the Guardians of the Galaxy characters, and then he said Pratt kept he basically said Chris or Pratt, his friend. He was like said, is this okay? Is this okay? I was like, what does that mean? Is this okay? Because they haven't used the Guardians since you. So are they get ready to use the Guardians again? And Chris is asking you, is it okay? Because he said that he kept saying it. I was like, and he was like, oh man, I don't care. Do what you want with the characters. And I was like, so that just to me that means they get ready to use at least Star-Lord.
I mean, that's not hard to believe. That movie ended with not telling you just the Guardians. It told you specifically Star-Lord.
Yeah, the legendary Star-Lord would return.
So I'm like, it makes all the sense in the world that if the end of the world is happening, as you know it, Star-Lord's going to suit back up. Yeah. Now, the question is, if it's happening on Earth, is it happening in the deep depths of space for Rocket and Groot and the rest of them to see it? But Star-Lord was the one thing that made the most sense, right? But I do appreciate Chris Pratt saying, like, hey, are there elements of Star-Lord like you want me to fight to keep?
Yeah.
And then, James is just like, hey, I'm over here. I don't give a fuck.
Do what you want.
You do you, buddy. I'm just over here doing me, Yeah. So, but I do appreciate the respect of, you help create this, version of Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Right. Like, is there some things you want me to keep,
And I still be a producer if they did and they forward. He said, I don't know. He said, I don't know about the legal answer to that. I think
his name will still be on anytime you see any of those actors.
Of the actors, probably. Right. Yeah, if the actors are in it, maybe. That's interesting. Very true. Very true. Well, he still get credit.
Yeah,
that's funny seeing his name as a producer. Yeah, the DC president has the Marvel credits.
If I was James, I would be petty and go, put DC before you put my name, so that they know, even at your
DC
shit.
Studios.
Make sure you put James Gunn DC Studios.
Right, exactly. Just so people don't get confused. I'm not over here no more. I'm over here. Let them know. But no, all jokes aside, I really, truly love James's vision. You know where I'm at now? Now that we're here and Creature Commandos has premiered, I am now kind of at a point where I'm just like, I want to see everything else now. Like, more so than ever, I'm losing patience. Like, because these two episodes were so good, I'm like, Superman trailer. No, I don't want to hear no shit. Superman trailer. No. Because now I'm swimming in all this beautifulness for the new DC universe.
When is I keep talking about the CCXP? Let's do the 5th to the 8th. So I don't know if we actually get it. That'd be interesting.
Oh well, your witch set a specific date, so let's see if.
She did not say a specific date. She actually went after somebody. No. She did not. She didn't do that. She said there's a press event on the 16th to show it. She didn't say that it will be out to the public.
Sorry, I don't speak Goblin, so sometimes I don't understand her. But yeah, so hopefully we get it this month. We do know CCX is this weekend.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah, I only know that because right now they're doing Marvel Legends panels and shit. My toy group hit me up and was just like, hey, they got a new Gambit figure and this, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right.
Holler. Funko there too?
You said yes. I think that's probably how we got to look at the person we got to look at. Right. It's because of that. It's funny. I put in my group chat in the toy group chat, and someone was just like, "Well, that's not accurate." And I was just like, "Well, I mean, what were you thinking they were going to do? Because you're basing it off of a pop. A pop's head is always the same size. You're not going to get this size from a pop figure. That's like never been done before."
I mean, the fact that he's green and has a goatee is already
it's a win for
step
me.
Step in the right direction. So even if it's slightly bigger, I might be able to live with it. Because I'm like, I got the other parts of it that I wasn't expecting exactly.
For me, you know what it is, Joel? Because we know MCU takes a more realistic approach to a lot of their characters.
Yeah.
For me, it just has to be. It has to be a balance of looking realistic, but still giving me an ounce of comic accuracy. So I don't need his head to look like fucking Kazoo, but I also don't need him to look like a regular person.
Yeah, I don't want a regular head. As long as it's not a regular head, I can probably live with it.
Right. I'll because here's my thing. I don't know how much more I'll see him after this. So I don't really care. It was kind of like MODOK. We're never gonna see MODOK again. I don't care. So for me, it's just at least make it entertaining for when I do see him.
Yes. Yeah.
But so I didn't have an issue with how that Funko Pop looked at all. That's how Funko Pops look. So it's just a weird stance to take with a Funko Pop that all looks the same.
Yeah, that's very true.
All right. Anything else we got on DC, guys?
No, I don't think so.
That was the bulk of it.
I didn't have a chance to watch that other interview yet.
All right. Well, anything there, Trayvon? Just cliff note anything that you want to talk about next week, and we'll talk about it. Like if you see anything else that catches your eye or you want to talk about. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't watch these interviews anymore. I just wait for these pages to quote it, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He said that, awesome. I know you guys watch them, so I leave it for you guys or the news sites to quote it. Yeah. All right, let's move on. We got our first 2 episodes of I keep forgetting the show's name, Skeleton Crew.
Oh.
God, it's such a weird name from anything you've ever heard in Star Wars that it's freaking me out.
I only saw the first episode so far. Yeah.
Okay.
The second one is the one, though. That's the one.
I didn't watch it till literally right before this. So.
Trayvon.
What?
The second one is what I want to talk to you more about the second one than the first one.
Look, you ain't playing Fortnite and stuff. Look now. Look.
Oh my God. Trayvon, I was there playing with you and still managed to watch all this shit.
That's fair.
Squeeze it in, man.
Use those butt cheeks, buddy.
Anyway, this is great. This feels like Star Wars. It's happy to have something that feels like Star Wars. This is a great feel. It's very much Goonies. If you've ever seen Goonies, it's Goonies. I have
not, but I keep hearing about this movie.
Because it is. It's almost exactly Goonies. Just Goonies in space. And I think that was a movie. Wasn't that a movie, Goonies in space? I swear to God, I feel like that was a movie. But it's awesome. All I had to say about this show was I 100% do not believe that Jude Law's character is a Jedi. 1,000% don't believe that shit at all. And I feel like this episode solidified it for me. Because there's just too many questions. So I don't think he is, but if he is, it's interesting to hear the how, the why, the where, the what. And if he's not, it's very interesting to see why they put this show in the Mandalorian timeline. And why I need to see them connected. You know what I'm saying? So very curious to that.
I'm not alone.
Never seen Goonies?
I'm not alone.
That's not for me. Goonies is one of those movies that I think everyone should see. But I'm learning not a lot of people have seen Stand By Me. And I'm like, if you've not seen Stand By Me, what the fuck are you doing in life? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if you haven't seen Stand By Me, it doesn't shock me you haven't seen Goonies. So
what is that?
I won't make a big. You don't know Stand By Me?
No.
The dead body in the water.
On the train tracks.
Yeah.
That sounds like a sad movie with somebody okay, but
no, it's a very emotional movie, not a sad movie. Okay. It ends in a good way, but it's a sad movie. It's
kids being kids, very similar.
Yeah.
Radio.
You know, it was one of the all-time great coming of age films. It's kind of what I would probably put it as.
Yeah. And then Goonies is like, imagine.
Whoa, hold on. You've never heard of Stand By Me, DJV?
I haven't either. I just said that.
You never heard of it?
No. That's what I look for right now. That's all, like, what is that?
How old is DJ?
Age doesn't matter because how old is Trayvon?
Trayvon me is from
Trayvon
1986.
Trayvon is in
What does that
1986.
mean?
Some of the shit Trayvon has not watched.
Here's my issue
baffles
when
my
people
mind.
say stuff like that. Go look up when Godfather came out. I've seen
I
Godfather.
don't watch that either.
No, you're not watching it, but you know what it is. That's my point.
Sailor's my little friend. That's all I got.
That's Scarface.
Whatever. That's not the same thing. My bad.
No.
What's the Godfather say there? Give me a statement. Give me a little a quote or whatever.
No, Joel. What stood out to you in Skeleton Crew? Because I'm getting so hot.
Sorry. Oh, get off of the Can't Refuse. Okay, that's what that came from. Okay.
Right. Anyway, where were we? Skeleton Crew. My favorite part of it is that we asked me like what I like the most.
The first two episodes. What stood out to you? What do you want to talk about? Break it down.
What stood out to me was the aesthetic. How fucking future 80s it is. It's the suburbs in space is something I thought I'd never see. That's what I really liked about it. The way they presented the world of what's it called, Ada, whatever. Ada. Yeah. I thought that was cool because I'm like, oh my god, they legit just made like they put like a modern day, not modern day because definitely like 80s California. but it has a futuristic tone to it because it's still Star Wars. Like, there's speeders and there's cars, but it's weird. It's like it's a weird hybrid, and I'm like, that is pretty cool. Like the house looks like a house, but it's also a Star Wars house, so you can tell it's not like a normal house. Right. I liked all that aesthetic and it's not just humans that live there. There are different alien species that live on that planet. And they go to school with them, and I like that aesthetic. And again, it's just different. It is different, and it might be jarring for some people because it's not Star Wars the way you normally think of Star Wars. But it has a very old school spirit to it between the kids and even the pirates. Because like the wolf dude looks legit like they made him in the 80s. He just looks better. You know what I mean? But he looked like when he popped up. I'm like, I've seen guys in suits that dress like I've seen, like when I watch He-Man, the old He-Man movie. I don't know if you ever watched it.
I did see this. Was that Dolph?
There's creatures that look just like that fucking wolf. I'm like, I swear to God, I've seen that thing before. So I just love like that they're not leaning on CGI for all these creatures. They're obviously using real costumes and stuff like that. So I like that. Yeah. The kids they're fine. We're getting used to, but they're not terrible, I guess. The robot's fun. The pirate bot, whatever. He had like a little peg leg, which I thought was interesting. What's he? What kind of droid is he? He's one of those.
He's the same droid from Rogue One.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Yeah,
and I think it's the same droid that's in the game, whatever that new game was, Outlaws, right? Whatever.
Yeah, no. That one's different. No, that one's different.
It looked the same.
It's different. It's different.
It's all those war droids, whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, but that one is different though.
But it's cool. Like I really dig it. I really like that. I was talking on the chat a couple hours ago, and they brought up like they were like Ada being like almost being used like El Dorado, like this mythical place that's not real, and they live there. And I'm like, well, what is this? The story behind all that? I'm like, oh, that is interesting. I'm very, very curious. How that what that's all about. And Jude Law's character is very mysterious, even though I'm pretty sure that's the same guy that got fucked over in the beginning, right?
No, it is. It 100% is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So like, I am curious where this is all going. It's only been the first 2 episodes, but I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, like I said, I'm in. It's restored the feeling for me. I'm very excited to see where they go from here. I'm excited to see if you get some mentions of some characters or see some characters since it's connected. Not saying that I need to. I'm just curious if they do it. Because you don't tell me it's connected, but then don't show me how it's connected or why even connect. So I'm very curious to see how that all pans out. But I'm very much enjoying the show. And I can't wait. I'm glad it's on Mondays too. Like that's been really cool. It being on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Trayvon, in episode 1, did anything stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean that was interesting. I knew that had to be Jude Law's character at the very beginning. I was okay, that's him in that mask or whatever.
Cool mask, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was. Yeah, I think it's very cool. The planet they're living on, the where they're like, it's like a normal day. It's like a normal, like everybody's together. It's no, and I like that it didn't start out with like bullying or something. Like I like that it's just kids being kids. All of them are kids. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have to start out that way. And it's just like a group of kind of unlikely friends get stuck together.
Yeah.
I like it. I like where they're going with it. It's fun. The word cute has a bad connotation when it comes to me, but it is a cute like idea of them together. Like I like it. It's not using it as a bad way this time.
Right.
But
actually cute.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate you using cute if you actually mean it. It's when you try to sour it that makes it like, well,
Trojan horse hitting. Like,
right, exactly.
But yeah, I really like where they're going with this. I know the dad has to be devastated at the end of the episode.
Oh God,
I mean, you watched your son get taken from you. Like you're watching it happen. That has to be terrifying.
Yeah,
for real.
He had to push that button. He had to do it. I was like, he gonna push that damn button. He did it. I said, well, all right.
But that's what I think I love about him is that you're really grabbing a hold of all of our childhoods, right? Like growing up, you're just curious about a lot, right? And I tell you this: if someone had told me at that age that Jedi were real and there's a spacecraft right outside, I'm going. The first thing. I don't give a shit. I'm out. I'm going.
No.
Well, I probably would.
At that age, everything to me, man.
At that age, and like I think there's a Jedi temple. Oh, I'm going.
I'm there. Yeah.
I might go with you, but I'm gonna stand to the side and be like, "How is it in there?
No, that's fine.
What you seeing?"
That's fine. I'd go alone. I wouldn't even need anyone with me. I'm going. I need to see it. Shit. I'm out.
That's scary.
So for me, that was the first thing I thought about was me. I'm definitely going.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'll see the second one tomorrow probably.
All right. Damn, brings a tear to my eye, Joel, seeing Brunson hug J.R. Smith. I almost cried, man. Oof.
So sensitive.
It's so sensitive. All right, let's move on. Trayvon, since you're the only one, I believe, that has seen this out of all of us.
This man is looking at Brunson.
Your horny meter knows no bounds.
I just want to see it. What y'all talking about?
For what? So you can watch the sport now? What do you mean?
You say it's a hug, so I'm assuming it's on Twitter by now. Hold on.
Whoa.
Anyway. DJV, you need to watch Creature Commandos. You need to watch Skeleton Crew.
He hasn't watched either?
He's saying he hasn't watched any of this. So I don't know where at some point it stops for him. DJV, you should see Stand By Me and you should see Goonies. You should.
You need it. Jesus.
Trayvon, give us your thoughts on Wicked. You're the only one out of the three of us that's seen. Oh wait, I didn't turn my camera back on. You made me cry. I had to go get tissues.
Oh my god.
Okay, here we go. You made me so angry I teared. Like I couldn't punch
Muscular
something.
Man, absolutely DJV. So basically
he did just take 10 minutes out of this show to just go look up
what
insane,
y'all were talking.
Man.
I didn't interrupt anything.
Ahead.
Look, Wicked was great. Such a fun movie, such a beautiful movie. Galinda, you like that? Stay away from me. I don't want you as a friend ever. I don't know. Never. I don't care. I would never been their girlfriend. I don't care. That was a fool. Yeah, I could. All these people are crooked in this damn shit. I was like, all y'all want to use her, but hate her at the same time. I hope she fucked.
But
did
they really hate her? I thought the hate was manufactured just because they needed a villain. Did they really hate her though?
They used her. She didn't want to do what they wanted, so they told lies on her. It's messed up.
Sounds right.
Basically, she didn't want to do what they want, so they were like, "She's the evil witch. She did this and that." And I was like, "No, she just read a goddamn book, and shit happened. She know what's gonna happen. Y'all told her to read the damn thing, so she read it." And yeah, now they blame her for all kind of shit. It's look, the singing is amazing. Jonathan Bailey. Jonathan Bailey. But anyway, but you look, Ariana Grande made for the role, but I look if you, I do not want a person like that in my life, please. Um, Alphaba, you know the Green Witch, I guess you call her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna spoil this for you right quick. I don't know. Look,
I don't care about the movie, so please.
it's just very interesting because like everybody around her basically don't have no powers except for the teacher. The teacher has powers, but not enough. So she sees Alphaba, the green one, and sees that she actually has natural power, where you know just by emotion shit happens. So if she can hone it, she'll be really really powerful.
Is there a reason she's green, or she's just green?
She is green because her mom took some kind of I don't know, drunk some kind of potion, some shit. I don't know. Something a long time ago.
Oh wait, it wasn't because her cousin got in a car accident and blood from his head spilled onto
no,
her?
this is not that awful show. But wait, so so
awful show.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that, but
I know you don't.
Show's great.
No,
it was 2 cameos, and all of a sudden it ruins that whole show for you, Trevor.
Yeah. It was more about how she looked as She-Hulk most of the time. It was awful.
You're talking about the CGI?
Yes, she looked bad.
But that made you dislike the show as a whole.
I was just like, it took me out of the show a lot. I was like, why she look this bad?
Okay.
Where's the money at? Marvel, what's going on?
They did not distribute it properly. I can definitely tell you that. That is
yeah, I mean, look, the movie's great. I can't wait to see the next part. I don't know what happens in the next part. Never seen the play, but a lot
I was about to say the next part is what the play is about.
Yeah, so, well, all of the apparently that's why everybody was like, they splitting it up this much because I think they said the original play is on like 2.5 hours. So the fact they made part 1 2.5 hours, I'm like,
that means they gave the writers and the director a lot of liberties. So there's probably a lot of stuff that
they gave a lot of backstory. They gave a lot of they fleshed them out. Like you got to know at least Elphaba's character. You don't know much about Galinda except that she's stuck up. And eventually gets a little bit of a heart, I guess. I just thought at the very beginning of the movie, it's just so funny to me. She comes down in her bubble. Yeah, there's another part next year, next November, part 2. She Galinda, whatever. Her name is Glinda, but she wants to change her name to Galinda. Girl, fuck off. Anyway, so she comes down to her little bubble, and then she says she pops the bubble with her wand that don't work, that nobody just don't know. She popped the bubble, and they're like, "Wasn't she your friend?" She paused for a second. Yes, she was. You backstabbing bitch. Yes, she was your friend. And then she's like, "All right, time for me to go." And nobody notices that she pushes the goddamn pedal for the bubble to come back up. I said, the bitch still got no power. She's a fraud. She's a fraud. That's all I kept saying all the time. She's a goddamn fraud the whole movie. But anyway, but it's all right. It's fine because Alphaba could actually fly, magic, and every damn thing else. I can't wait. I can't wait for her to just fuck shit up next movie. That's what I want to do. But yeah, that movie was great. I can't wait. I'm seeing it again tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure.
Oh, God bless.
But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it again. Yeah, go see it. The biggest screen you can, the best speakers you can. Oh, great. Yes, so much fun. War Crown came down the bubble. It had a fake ass unpowered wand. Trash.
Be nice.
Love you, Ariana, but your character trash, girl. Woo.
Be nice. Be nice. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure you guys go check out Wicked. It also has a sing-along for those of you who don't know how to shut the fuck up in a regular screening. You can go join the sing-along and go sing your heart out. All right. So another big movie came out. Gladiator 2. Oh wait, hold on. Before we get into that, Joel, I've only seen The Wiz, not Wizard of Oz. I'm happy I like this movie though. I ain't watch. There's no y'all. Trayvon saw this movie. It's not my cup of tea.
And again,
it's not my cup of tea.
You've only seen The Wiz. Well, all right.
Okay. All right.
I've seen Wizard of Oz. I've not seen The Wiz. Got to tell me that earlier.
That's
why
the black thing I've ever heard you say, Trayvon. That almost makes me angrier than the Godfather comment.
I keep hearing these things. It's not my fault. Okay,
you got attacked earlier for the same thing.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I saw Set It Off. Isn't that good? Okay.
Oh boy.
No, my problem with that is The Wiz was supposed to be for us. Like, Wizard of Oz for them, that was supposed to be for us. And you went out of your way to go, no, thank you. I'll watch theirs.
No. I literally have never heard of it so recently. Anyway.
What the fuck? Joel.
Just heard
Gladiator 2, because I'm going to break my glasses. Gladiator 2.
I will watch it.
Gladiator 2.
Eventually.
What were your thoughts on Gladiator 2, Joel?
I had a blast with Gladiator 2, personally. I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't know what to expect really at first, but as I watched the movie, it turned out to be really, really good. Like really good. It was funny because we were saying we weren't sure why you needed a sequel, and then we've heard everyone's they could have just used the sun. I'm like, the sun's dead. How are they gonna use the sun if the sun is dead? And then they found a way to use a version of it, or they retconned how things kind of played out. They kind of tease it, but you never know for sure if anything like that. And they made it a thing, and that's how they see it. It literally lives on. It's like a legacy sequel.
Yep.
So I'm like, I thought it was gonna be a new character completely, and he was just like, I've heard of this guy. I looked up to that guy, and that's exactly what happened. Except it ended up being also his father.
I was about to say, except for where his mom was just like, "You really love what you're hearing, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, it sounds like he's a great guy." So that's your dad. That was your dad.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dad didn't like women, so
yes. Your dad was written by Trayvon, but your real dad. That was the guy. That was the one that was out here slaying this shit. Mm-hmm. I think for me, Joel, probably the best scene for me was him putting on the armor. Mm-hmm. That was just so cool. Such a flashback to Gladiator 1. It was just awesome. But man, they never will, and I'm acknowledging that they won't. But the fact that Denzel won't be nominated for this is tragic. Tragic.
Yeah, he was really good.
Holy shit. You don't often see him as this bad guy. But when he does it, he's just so good. So good. I mean, 8 different points in this movie, I was just like, no, someone kill him. And then he would say something, and I would go,
later.
Okay, I'm with you. Right? And then he'll do something nefarious. I'm like, nope, see, you did that. And then he'll go, but I deserve it. Look what I had to go through. And it's like, you're right. Reparations. You're right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. That crown is yours. That crown is yours. So I very much love the push and pull he gave me from his character. I had a lot of fun in this movie. I will say there's an arc in this movie that's very much just dialogue. And I 100% fell asleep. 1,000%. 1,000% fell asleep right at that little arc right there. It was a nice little cozy nap time, that little arc. But the movie overall was great. They've already talked about part 3. So I'm interested to see. Yeah, they're going to continue it. I mean, because the way you ended it, is he taking over? Is someone else taking over? Where do you go from that? Where do you go from here?
I figured he was taking over.
All I'm saying is, Joel, is the feeling you're feeling is the feeling we all had from the first Gladiator and still somehow got a second one. So at this point, I'm just like, if you want to do a third one.
I still feel the same. I don't think we need another one.
No, of course not. But I enjoyed this one. So if you can keep it to this caliber. make another one. Shit.
So-
Trayvon, you did see it.
I did. So here are my
What were your
thoughts.
thoughts?
It should have been gayer. All right, let's start there. Anyway, so after that, I'm just let it be known right now.
I just want to put this out there. They gave you a bisexual Denzel. That's never happened.
Did they?
Yes, Denzel said to the guy, I wouldn't mind either. You know, he alluded to like, I get down.
I'm tired of alluding.
He definitely mentioned that he thinks he likes men in that movie.
That's fine. I'm tired 100%. Of alluding though. So okay. Anyway, so before this movie came out, I never saw the first Gladiator. So I watched it right before this one.
I can't.
Wait, I just told you I watched it before this one. So I watched it right before this one. Okay. And it reminded me of, remember that show I told you guys I watched recently, Those About to Die, that was on Peacock or whatever. It just Gladiator 1, it's like they took the story from Gladiator 1 and put it in Those About to Die, but made it gayer a little bit. that's what it felt like. I was like, oh, this is where they got this from. Got it.
Those About to Die is a much more boring version of Gladiator.
I don't think that's true. For me,
I definitely think so.
Well, I mean, hey. We got different interests here.
Yeah, anyway. I'm not a big fan of the fucking chariot racing.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, yeah.
The fact that Trayvon only meant gay sex is hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't like the action pieces. Trayvon was like, not enough PP and BB. That's what I needed more of.
See, look, I mean,
there was so much chariot racing. It was like a lot of like racing. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this.
You know, the backstabbing, the
gladiator parts are the best parts of that show.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so that's what reminded me of when I watched the first Gladiator. So I watched that; it was good. Well, hold on, I tell that back. I did not watch the first Gladiator. I watched a very good recap. But anyway,
my god, Gladiator is such a good movie.
It was good enough. I got the gist of everything. Anyway, so then I watched this new one. Very good, very petty, like I like. Very, very. There's no loyalty here at all. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Denzel getting killed like that. I know y'all love him, and I was like, oh, okay. And you know, it was good. The movie was good. I had fun. The third one, make it a little gayer though. Thanks. That's it. That's all I got. That's all. I mean, I feel like back then they would have been a lot more gayer, but you know, hey, here we are.
I mean, who knows?
You didn't know this kind of energy I'm bringing tonight, huh? Unmute your stuff, sir. Let's move on. I'm always going to say make it gayer. So
this is what you get for asking. Let's move on so we can play Rivals.
Yeah. Let's get to that, please. Yes. Look, Parker Finn apparently says that he's been greenlit for Smile 3.
Hey.
They're looking to start filming next year, so I'm very curious about how that's going to look. Joel's given a concept that I really love, and now if they don't do it, I'll hate it. So I'll throw that out there. Also, Scrubs is apparently getting a reboot. Never seen that show, so if you have and you enjoyed it, congrats for you. No, it was never. When that came out, I was never big on comedies. So.
I never watched it like from beginning to end. I watched episodes. You know what I mean?
I know of its existence, but that's as far as it goes. Like I know it was like a lot of people loved it.
It's a funny show.
But shout out to Zach Braff is his name, right?
Yeah, the main
Zach
guy.
Braff and those guys. Let's see what else we got here. I have something else actually right here.
Ooh.
What else do I got? Oh yes, duh. Harry Potter TV series had over 32,000 kids audition for the lead roles. Filming starts summer of 2025. Apparently, they're looking to turn Snape black, is the rumor going around. I still haven't seen any of that hate you were talking about, Trayvon. I haven't seen any of it, bro. I really haven't.
Yeah, you're not on Twitter enough.
Apparently not.
Trust me.
Apparently not. I mean, I have seen a lot of I prefer Adam Driver, but I'm like, that's just because he looks like the fucking guy. So I'm like, I get that. It looks just like Snape. So I'm like, I see it clear
I
as
really
day.
do feel like they do. I was sticking to my theory of if they're not actually cast yet, do not announce these people for them just beat the attack.
I don't disagree.
Get them attacked before they actually have the role, and they'll. It's like almost like you want them to drop out. To me, that's how I feel. Like, why would you announce this or say anything? And then they'll be like, oh, I ain't doing this shit. Fuck it. And then they drop out. Then you can pick a white man, but look, we tried. We tried to get a black man right.
That's where I agree and disagree with you. I don't think it makes sense to go out of your way for affirmative action. You just do it or you don't. And if you don't do it, guess what? We're used to over 100 years of you not doing it. So at this point, it's just like
true.
Not news.
Nowhere did I expected white. Everybody white.
That's my point. So I'm saying to go out of your way to say,
I wasn't.
Look, guys, we're trying to make them black, and then make them white is just like, well, we already thought you were going to make them white. So why do the grandstand? No need for it. But also, I did want to say this to you yesterday when I spoke to you. Something you have to remember also is a lot of this stuff does not come from the studio. So a lot of this stuff comes from.
We didn't get a comment.
A lot of it might be it was a short list. That guy might have been at the top of the short list. Doesn't mean he's their guy. It just means that's an idea they had. You know, like when Joel knows this. Anytime you hear of a superhero casting, what's the first thing you hear? A George Clooney type, an Adam Driver type, right? And then we always go, "You just mean Adam Driver, right?" And they're like, "Well, no, we just mean everything that encompasses Adam Driver."
But this was a little different because they actually gave us his name and they're eyeing a specific actor.
Right? No.
Like, ain't nobody know who the fuck Papa Asiedu is or whatever.
No, not at all.
We can't say that type in. Everyone's
Joel, we just found out who he was over the course of this year. So, but no, I only say that because I say studios don't always let this information out. Like, I don't think a studio called Deadline or Deadline called Warner Brothers and they said, yeah, this guy we're look. No, I think it got out. And now that it's out, I don't think Warner Brothers feels the need to deny it or, you know, they don't feel the need to breathe any more air into it. Yeah. It's like it's out, let people do what they want.
But also defend him though too.
But there's nothing to defend. We don't know that they're even looking at him. We don't know that. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't know that.
Apparently he's been offered the part.
Right. But until it comes from someone reputable, I'm not putting.
When it comes from
say it again,
THR or Deadline and stuff like that, that's
what I'm saying is
trade.
I'm not going to say that Warner Brothers needs to defend him because I did not hear Warner Brothers say that he's in it.
Now,
THR has been wrong before. Deadline has been wrong before.
We don't.
I know
when they say it.
No. What you're saying is that if it comes from them, you can believe it. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying because he's been offered the role, and then let's say he doesn't get it, does not mean there's something nefarious going on. That's what I'm trying to say. That. So you don't need to defend him because it happens in Hollywood all the time. He came in, he maybe read it, right? Did a read through. Maybe it didn't go the way they wanted it to. They moved on to the next person. It does not mean something nefarious is going on. That's all I'm saying. So there's no need to come out and defend him because then it makes you seem more guilty. If you run out and just go, guys, support him, and then you don't give him the role, you look like a complete.
Now, if he come out later and be like, I don't know why they put my name out like that.
You know who it is, Juwan?
Who?
It's the other black guy from Gangs of London.
That got offered the role?
Yeah, the guy that killed himself.
What? Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I didn't recognize him. The beard completely threw me off.
They no, the picture that I saw when this report came out was a picture of him from Gangs of London.
Oh,
that's why I immediately knew.
I didn't see any pictures from Gangs of London. I'm like, I just see this picture of him in a beard. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, no,
but I do.
They showed like a headshot from Gangs of London, so I knew right away. I'm like, I know who that guy is.
That show will make you. That show's great.
It is so fucking good. I can't wait for next year for the next season. But I'm just saying, Trayvon, I get it. And I'm not saying you, but we're in a hypersensitive climate. So, like, anything feels like, hey, what the fuck is going on? I'm just saying, until I have more information, I can't fault foul play. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is different than like affirmative action in sports where you can go, well, this black head coach has like 150 wins, and all the white coaches you keep giving it to have 30 each. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But here in this situation, because he doesn't get the role, doesn't mean that there's anything nefarious. He's not owed the role because he's black.
He's not. It's not official, like you said. Regardless, so like as right now, it's just until it's official, which means when HBO announces it.
That's what I meant by yes. If it comes from them, it's reputable, but it's not concrete. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Offer the role doesn't mean he has the role, and then something happens, and then they take it from him,
or he accepted the role.
Right. So that's all I mean, Trayvon. I'm not about to use now to act like I can't trust THR. That's crazy talk. Of course I do. I'm just saying I'm not ready to grab my pitchfork yet. I still need to watch Smile 1 and 2. I actually want to watch those. Watch those at the peak of darkness, the peak of night. Watch those two movies back to back. Yep. With all the doors open, windows open, all the lights out. That's the best way to watch it.
Also, with everything locked in the daylight. That's what I say. That's when I watch scary movies in the daylight.
Shout out to my brother-in-law Nigel. I'm trying to get him to watch these two movies, and the first thing he said was, "Yeah, I'll watch it during the day." And I said, "No,
exactly,
no, at night, like a man, like a man." But no. Shout out to the Smileverse. Congrats to them.
Not the Smileverse.
Yeah, I mean they're about to make a third one. It's the Smileverse. I wanted to go over this really, really, really quickly. We don't even need to stay here long, but it's just something that's really pissing me off. I need David Ayer to stop talking about Suicide Squad. I need David Ayer to, at this point, just call James Gunn alone and ask James Gunn, can I direct something? Because at this point, you're not getting what you want.
Why don't you just ignore him and let him do what he want to do?
Because every time I try to ignore him, 30 fucking people are like retweeting it and talking about it. Like, and then I say to myself, I say to myself, oh, maybe it's just fans talking about it. No, fucking coming from David Ayer.
But it's fan art that he posted.
It does not let it.
Somebody made it and sent it to him. He liked it.
Let it die.
No,
it's this action all over again.
I want it to.
Let it die. Well, guess what? Get him to direct something else in the DC universe because it won't be this. Won't be that. It won't be that.
It could be Elseworld, like James was saying. He like Elseworld.
There's no need to revisit anything from that movie. Do a new story with new characters that we can see you do. You know, have all the ability to do it the way you want to. Okay, just move the fuck on. It's tiring. Move the fuck on.
That's fine.
Sure, for you because you're still in that whole Snyderverse mindset. Me, I move past it. Move on. We got an official poster for Invincible Season 3. New season starts February 6th. This new poster is very interesting. That's not a sight I thought I would see. Invincible looking to beat the shit out of Cecil. Very interesting.
Ain't about time.
Never thought I would see that, but all right. Like, Cecil, you keep pushing the man's buttons. At some point, he was gonna burst. So maybe leave him alone. Maybe leave him alone. Okay, so I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this because a lot of people took this, I guess, in a bad way. I didn't. I just took it more so as like, I don't have anything to say about it. James Gunn, on would he would do anything with the Watchmen. Quote, I really respect Alan Moore, I'll say. I really respect him, but that's it. I did love the TV show though.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of pauses and stuff in there on the podcast.
Right. I just took it as maybe he's not interested in doing Watchmen, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think if James Gunn is open to an Elseworld, let someone do an Elseworld Watchmen.
I think he brung up Watchmen, like he brung it up, and so
James Gunn brought it up.
Yeah, he brung up Watchmen, like he talking about how much he loved it, but then Josh was like, so what does that mean? What does that mean? You want to do another one? And he was like, it was a lot of pause and a lot of like, stuff like that. I think he also did like where he acted like he had technical difficulties when they brung up. I think it was it Bane and Deathstroke? Like, should we expect them and all of a sudden he had technical difficulties. He was like, "Oh, bad. Okay, what are we talking about now?" So I was like, "Okay." So that was funny.
Oh yeah, I forgot Trayvon somehow liked the Suicide Squad.
Okay,
I like the Suicide Squad. That's not a Trayvon specific thing. I like the Suicide Squad.
I think you're talking about the original one.
Yes, I am too.
Oh, okay.
I also like David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that by what you're talking.
Even though apparently that's not his version, so we like a different version.
Right. I was very much around when it first came out, and he was very vocal about that wasn't his vision. I was very vocal about, well, yeah, I wanted to see more Joker. I wanted to see more Harley. Yeah, I wish we got his version. But we're how many years removed? That's why I sound the way I sound. I'm like, we're so far removed, bro. Move on. That's it. James Gunn on what the Lanterns TV show being grounded means, and are we going to see superhero costumes? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to give away all that stuff. Grounded is just like if Green Lanterns were real, what the fuck would they be in? How would they be? And the thing that keeps getting out is it's a terrestrial story, and I'm like, yeah, because it takes place on Earth. And everybody's like, oh, we don't want to see. They are fighters in space. They fly with rings. We don't want to see it. And I'm like, yeah, they are on Earth for this story, like most Green Lantern stories are. When he said that, I took a step back, Joel, and I'm like, most Green Lantern stories are on Earth. Like, most of them are on Earth.
The ones that focus on a singular one, yes.
Right, yeah.
That's where they live. And they that's where it's the easiest place to be. But then the core ones, yeah, they're not always on Earth.
All I'm hoping is that James Gunn understands whoever those people are that you're referring to, actual fans are only saying the suits need to look good. We're owed that. We do want to see them fly around a lot. We're owed that. We do want to see them use a shit ton of powers. We're owed that. That's all we're saying. That's all like real people that want to see Green Lantern succeed are saying.
Yeah, we had ground that we're thinking no powers and shit. And
I think the problem is, I think because of movies like the Nolanverse, I think grounded is now meant one thing. And when you think grounded, you think none of that extra shit. There's no Clayface, no Bane with the Venom or anything. And I think that's now what people imagine grounded as to being, right? And it's like, no, grounded can sometimes just be the feeling of it, right? Like, we want a Spider-Man grounded story, right? Where it's more street level. But that doesn't mean Spider-Man doesn't have powers. He's not walking. He's not taking a train. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, grounded doesn't always mean a negative connotation like people sometimes try to make it. True. When you was reading that, Juwan, I was agreeing with him, like, he ain't wrong. They do be on Earth. Yeah, they do be on Earth. Like, he's not wrong there. They do be on Earth. I think that's pretty much it, guys. You guys got anything else?
No, I don't think there's anything else.
I did love Joel. I'm very disappointed in you. You didn't point out Shaggy in Creature Commandos.
I didn't see Shaggy the first time. I don't think I saw him the second time.
Where was he at?
Sleep.
He was when they were running through the montages.
Decades. It was in the 70s fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was with the hippies.
He made sure to bring up Scooby-Doo in this interview too, so he really loves Scooby-Doo.
It was his first big thing. Yeah,
he really loves Scooby-Doo, so I love that.
Yeah. I do too, because I very much enjoyed that movie, so I'm with him there. Last thing here. Last thing to end it on a funny note. James Gunn reveals that he spoke with Ryan Reynolds after getting the DC job. Quote, I was like, are you coming back? Jokingly. Ryan was like, get the fuck out of here. I do hope that one day when we get Crisis, that James does the ultimate funniest thing and brings Ryan back. It's Hal Jordan. But from like a different Earth, that would be so much fun. Because it would be a true full circle moment. It would be, because it would be like Ryan is responsible. I'm joking here, but Ryan's responsible for essentially the live action death of the Green Lantern. So the fact that the Green Lantern has now had a resurgence and come back, and is done well enough to get you to a Crisis movie where you could make a funny joke like that would be a nice, full circle moment. But that's all we got, guys. Please make sure you guys are checking out Skeleton Crew every Monday and Creature Commandos every Thursday.
Craven comes out next week.
Craven does come out next week, and Sonic is the week after, I believe. And Nosferatu is on Christmas. So we will be enjoying those 3 movies. He should do Crisis and make him Parallax. I like that. Make sure y'all stream Rivals one day. I don't play those type of games, but I'll watch y'all play. I tell you what, anytime we play Rivals, which will be a lot probably this week and this weekend, we'll stream it. So just make sure you have your notifications on, DJV. We don't make announcements, so just make sure you have your notifications on. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into an all-new episode of Unhealthy and Unstable. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Pass.